So, today is Saturday. I didn't end off the video last week. Whoopsie daisies. So I'll probably film that last little clip you saw last week today. It's later on in the day because I haven't done much, been relaxing. Sounds like I relax a lot. It's not. It's just I keep forgetting to film when I do stuff. So yeah. I wanted to do some work on my car today, but it was snowing last night. I did film it, but the clip didn't save. Boo. But I was going to work on it today, but it's so wet. I don't want to. I kind of know I have to, but right now I'd rather not. If you get me, if you catch my drift, it's not that it's damp outside, it's wet. And to do any of the work I need to be on the floor to get under the car. So I'm hoping it dries up by tomorrow. It's not going to rain tomorrow apparently, so yeah, that's the good bit. Just been doing some reading of Minor Matters, the Morris Minor magazine. I wanted to do a little clip to start off the video. I'm going to do a thing this year where I'm going to hopefully want to vlog the whole year, just to do it basically. And this is what I wanted to do. I'm going to put it, this is why I'm kind of on the wrong side. I'm going to put it here. It's the list of car parts that I've had to replace with my car. Yes, I'm here complaining about how much it is to run a classic car in the modern day as a student. This year, so far, I'm only 3 weeks in. 3 weeks into January, and I've already had to replace the fan belt. I've had to replace an alternator. Ow. Yeah, they weren't cheap. So it comes to that much. I don't know how much it is right now because I am bad at maths and I don't know how much they are off the top of my head, but that's how much I've spent on the car this year alone. And the car's going to go for a winter service. I'm only going to tot up the cost of parts in this because sod everything else, but it's going to be a quite expensive month. I get my first paycheck from my job and the entire paycheck is going to get eaten up because I have to replace my clutch, I have to replace possibly my clutch mountings and all of the wheel nuts because they're all so chewed up that it's hard to get them off the car. That's not fun. I'm going to see if I can adjust the brakes because they need adjusting this weekend. May have a quick adjustment of the handbrake as well, but the thing is there's no point adjusting the handbrake until the brakes are adjusted because, well, that's kind of how it works, so we're going to see. Yeah. Running a classic car is great and it's hilarious fun, but it's also expensive, and the work it's going to have to go for its winter service is that the clutch needs replacing, and that's going to be expensive. The clutch itself is going to be about £70 for a proper Borg and Burt kit, which is the proper kit you want to use. It's the labour costs and the fact that the car needs undersealing, and that's going to be painful as well because if my local mechanic, who the guy who looks after my car, can do it, I'll be happy. If he can't, then I'm going to have to go to a specialist that does undersealing. That's not going to be cheap and I can't afford that, so yeah, but undersealing needs to be done because the underside of my car is starting to rust quite badly. Salt on the roads is affecting it rather badly, and yeah, it needs doing. It's kind of unavoidable. You got to do it. One of the things I'm looking forward to doing later on this year in said car, right now the planning stages for a lot of the classic car shows I'm going to are going ahead. I plan to go to as many car shows as I can because for me they are so much fun. Obviously being my final year of university means I won't be able to go to many, so I'm planning a lot that are going to be going on this summer. I finish university in May. The biggest car show that I'm going to is the Morris Minor Nationals, which are being held at Kelmarsh Hall. I'm going to that, and I'm going for 3 days. I wasn't sure whether to do 3 or 4 days, but realistically at the moment, I'm just going off my health at the moment, I think 4 days might be a bit too much of a stretch because I'm living out in a field. I'm going to take my big tent, I'm going to take a camp bed and food and stuff because I've got a camping stove. I went last year, really enjoyed it. It's probably one of my favourite holidays I've ever had. And I was only there for 2 days. I want to do 3 days because last time I went, I left on the Saturday because it runs through Saturday and Sunday. But you can be there for 4 days. You arrive on the Friday and leave on the Monday. Driving down on the Saturday, 200 miles, it took 6.5 hours. So I left really early and I got there about middle of the day. Middle of the afternoon, had a really fun night, mingled, met a lot of really, really cool people, and then stayed on Sunday and left in Sunday mid-afternoon. So I was technically only there for a day, and because I wasn't driving on motorways back then, drove on A roads. It was 6.5 hours to get there, 7.5 hours to get back, and my brakes failed. Well, started failing about halfway on the way back. That was terrifying. I didn't realise how bad the brakes were, but yeah. Now the car has an entirely brand new brake system, literally everything. The master cylinder, slave cylinder, pads, lines, everything is brand new in the car, so that's good. But for the National, I try and get the car, this is my planning forward, I do 2 services, one at the start of the year and one in the middle of the year. So the winter service is coming up, going to be done in the next week or 2, and the summer service will be done just before I go to the National. And that's just checking everything, making sure it's safe, making sure a wheel isn't going to fall off, stuff like that. It's in lieu of an MOT, because I don't have an MOT on the car, because it's exempt, and MOT garages around here are a bit finicky with classic cars, so I just decided against it. But it should be good, and I'm looking forward to it. What I'm going to do, though, this year is I'm going to take a bit of money with me and buy spares, because when I was there last time, I didn't have very much money, and there was a lot of spares I wish I'd bought. Particular call-outs to a new front grille surround, which mine is horrible. I wish I'd gotten the cigarette box, which I do actually wanted to get. I don't smoke, I've never smoked, but I do want to get a cigarette thing for change, stuff like that. It's nice to have. It's a nice period detail. And there was a few other things that I wanted to grab and I didn't, so I'm going to do that definitely this coming year. That should be good. The things that I have to sort out this year in my car, definitely one of them is going to be a gearbox. My gearbox is actually quite good. I do rag on it a lot, but that's just because first gear is very loud. But it doesn't snap out of gear unless I really rev it in first, and I've only ever done that twice, and that was both on hills when I was just starting to drive. And the rest of the gears are fine. So right now, I've sourced a new gearbox. It's a spare gearbox off somebody at the from the Morris Manor owners, who met at the National actually, and I'm going to take that gearbox, I'm going to rebuild it and drop it in maybe next Christmas. What scares me though is that the front of the car does need some welding up soon. I'm going to get it done roughly by the time basically I want to get it done between the time I finish uni and go to the National. That's when it's going to be done, but it's a big job and I'm not looking forward to it because both chassis legs need work and the surround for the grille is rotted at the bottom and it's been filled in with filler. So that's going to be a case of getting all of the metal work and just passing it off to a welder and backing off because I can't do it. So that scares me. I've rambled for a bit for the first clip, so I need to shut up. But yeah, week 8. I've been doing this for 2 months now. Oh God. Hey Neve. Welcome to Asda's. I'm following you. Working on my car today, it's Sunday. I wanted to do the brakes, which need doing, but no, because I got every single wheel nut broken except those ones on that wheel, which are just too tight. Not even my dad could do them. My dad's like twice my strength. But I am going to jack the car up and change the gearbox oil because that needs changing. Been meaning to do it since I had the car. I've had the car a year. I've done nearly 3,000 miles in it, pushing it. So let's get it done today. This is so gross, dude. I changed the oil in the gearbox and I've made a little tutorial, so that'll probably be out, probably on my other channel, but this is the consistency of it. It's like molasses or custard. It's just gross. Although it is very hypnotic. I just want to get as much of this out of this oil pan as I can, because I want to have use of this down the line. So, it's Monday. I'm going to be going back to uni today, so I need to be driving back soon. I'm going visiting the local classic car mechanic to ask him about some work he's doing for my car. This
B-pillar here has got a crack in it that's running all the way around that I want to get looked at, and the clutch obviously needs replacing, and the brakes need adjusting because I wasn't able to get the wheels off because this one wheel's held on just so tightly that it's dangerous. So it's not dangerous, but like if I had adjusted all the brakes and then got to that one wheel and found out that one I couldn't get off, it would have been a dangerous car to drive. So yeah, the car's looking a bit rough at the moment. I'm going to give it a good clean. It's the salt and stuff that's affecting it, and stuff like this isn't good. Yeah. The camera is really foggy because I just dragged it in from the camera because I left it in there because there's condensation on the lens, and I haven't filmed anything today, but I have something to share with you, so let me charge up the camera and let it warm up and I'll explain. So let's talk about that thing then, shall we? So, without going into specifics, somebody at my university, a fellow student, is a very bad person. And being a very bad person, the fact that he's a very bad person has come out. And I knew about it a long time before. I in fact knew everything. And to my shame, I never really spoke up. I just stayed away. Did the best thing and just kept my distance. Probably shouldn't have done that. This particular person has made the lives of several other students particularly horrible. Like I said, don't want to go into specifics here. But I met with another student today as we were working together as a group, unfortunately with this person, to drop him like a ton of bricks. Just drop him. This is the best thing to do, really, because I don't want to be with it. I don't want to be around him. I hate the dude's guts. Don't want to be around him. I don't want to be anywhere near him. Neither does a lot of other people. So if I work with him, that stink's gonna tar me, so to speak. It's pretty rubbish, really. But tomorrow is going to be a bit of fun because I've got to explain to the tutors what I'm up to. I'm very behind in university at the moment. In fact, I've barely started. A lot of work needs doing. Here we go. How irritating. It's foggy outside, as you can see. I can't safely drive in fog. I can't. I haven't got fog lights. My main beams... Well, I can't use my main beams, obviously, because they're shining your eyes. My normal headlights are about half the brightness of normal car headlights, so I'm kind of scuppered at the moment until the fog rolls back. I can't drive in that. That's irritating. I was up early. Oh dear, oh dear, oh dear. That's a pain, isn't it? It's bedcam because it's Thursday. I don't think No, I didn't film much yesterday. Did I film anything yesterday? Can't remember. You'll know. Anyway. So, yesterday was fun. The bad bit is that I flared up. I had a flare up. I knew it was coming yesterday morning. Part of the problem of the flare up was I was cold. When I was younger, I never really got the jokes from grandparents and parents that when it's cold you ache more, but now I'm a cripple. I know. Driving to uni, it was cold. driving to the petrol station halfway through and back, it was cold. And driving back was cold. And it culminated in me just almost breaking, really. Kind of cracked. And couldn't function properly last night until painkillers kicked in. And, yeah. I'm still keep stretching because I need to get my legs going. But really, I am still struggling. I need to do uni work as well. That sucks. I need to eat. And I've got work in an hour, so I need to go work. So I'm probably going to just eat, wash myself up, clean up, and go to work. Hooray. Well, I'm covering somebody's shift tonight, because, well, money. So that's what I'm doing. I'm making some chicken stock, because that's what every normal student does. Nice. Back's still hurting a lot though. I'm just having a flare up, and I'm just kind of going to pop all those good painkillers and wait it out, I suppose. It sucks. But yeah. So I'm going to have to go to work now. I've been asked to come in a little bit early, so I'm going to do that instead. And do my job, I suppose.